7:14 on a beautiful Friday morning. Time for This Week in Real Estate with Bob Zdora.
Yes, sir.
How you been?
We're good. We're good. Busy. Linda has like 9 listings over the past 2 weeks. I mean, people have been calling, and we appreciate that. And we've helped some people out. We've had a couple of them that have gone under like within a couple of days. Things that are priced right, that present well, that show on the with the pictures that she takes. That's really the presentation that's the proof of the pudding, really. When you put it out there in front of people and they go, "Ooh, I want to see that." We've got a couple that's coming down from St. Louis to look at a little house that we've got up in Oakland tomorrow. Really? So things are moving forward. The volume is up. The market itself, and I think the attitude and just the general feeling that we're going forward. I may not be going forward as rapidly or maybe not totally in the direction we had wanted to, but we are in fact going forward. We're coming out of the trench and the valley. Pick whatever term you want. Life is moving forward in America. The economy is picking up.
It even helps have lower gas prices.
Lower gas prices make a big difference. And it makes a big difference to people that are coming here. People that maybe would have driven like one tank trips, that 250 mile, they're stretching them out, and maybe they're going 350 or 400, and they're coming here. You can see the license plates. You got cars from all over, a lot of cars from Texas. Ohio. I saw a bunch of Ohio cars this week. Don't know why. Appreciate it. Welcome aboard. I hope you find what it is you're looking for here. A great place to be. That's the deal.
They say the fireworks on the lake tonight is supposed to be really spectacular. From
they're on the lake. Linda printed me up a little list of fireworks for Friday the 30th, Lake North Fork. That'll be at dark. I know that Flippin', I believe, is...
Well, Sheila Wingard was here yesterday, so that's a really great show down at Flippin', too.
Yeah. I think we may try to make the Bull Shoals has got, theirs is tomorrow. Music in the Square on the 4th in Yellville is going to be there. Salem's got them. Harrison, Cherokee Village, Horseshoe Bend, Mountain View, Ozark Folk Center has got it. Stone County Fairgrounds. I mean, you can go up into Missouri. If you've got a house on a bluff that overlooks any kind of space, you'll be able to see fireworks all throughout the horizon. So it's a great, great time of year. And it's just good to see all the red, white, and blue. And a
little side note here, the fireworks tonight at Norfolk Lake is the biggest event for the Baxter County Sheriff's Office to have to cover.
Probably.
Yeah. And so, use common sense. The sheriff and the highway department things worked out. Mind the rules, have fun.
Yeah, they've done it before. Just kind of go along with what they tell you to do because they've been there, done that, and they know what's going to work and what's not going to work. More importantly, it's not what's going to work. Generally, it's what doesn't. And you want to get people.
The sheriff has said they've got it down to clearing the traffic out, I think, in less than an hour as compared to almost 3 or 4 hours from previous years, from 5, 6, 7 years ago. So they've really worked out the details and
the boats. And, you're going to go out, you're going to have a couple pops on the boat, maybe a few adult beverages on the boat. That's fine. But, again, common sense, pick a designated driver. That isn't your 12-year-old son, on the boat, especially at dark. You want to kind of keep that in mind. I just
got a text from Pineville Volunteer Fire Department, Mike Stephen, Calico Rock King Park fireworks as well.
See? There you go. And fortunately, with the rain that we've had, I don't know that the fire departments will be as worried about brush fires as they may have in past years. So that's a good thing, too, that all this moisture on the ground will help some of those short rounds that go off, or the bottle rockets that go astray, maybe help prevent it.
And the mayor from Mountain Home was here earlier. There is an ordinance of no fireworks in the city limits. So.
Yes, that's true. In town, there's no fireworks. Most of the towns, there's no fireworks except for planned licensed displays. In the country, you're going to see a little more boom-bitty-boom than you are in the city. Reasonable men, reasonable women. And remember when you're blowing stuff up, remember the reason that you're blowing stuff up. It's our Independence Day. There's men and women who, all those years ago, stood up and said that enough's enough. And keep them in mind as you're celebrating and eating your hot dogs and hamburgers and bratwurst and whatever else it may be. So, enjoy the weekend.
It's fun.
lot of places are closed. A lot of the banks and things like that are closed. Their businesses are closed.
Yeah, we're actually closed today too, but you can't tell.
Well, we got donuts.
We got
what
donuts.
Are you talking about?
Donuts.
It's nice.
And nobody's eaten them yet.
Well,
yet. You notice I said yet.
You notice we're on, right? I mean, this is live radio. Fortunately, not TV. This week in real estate, there were 60 new listings came on, 15 parcels of land, 7 commercial properties, 38 homes came on the market. They came on in a range of $23,000 to $750,000. Average price coming on the market this week was $152,000. There were 30 sales this week. Good week. 3 parcels of land, 27 homes closed this week. They closed at a range of $15,000 to $345,000. The average sale price was $116,000. The average listed price when those homes came on the market for this listing period was $126. 199 days on market. Some of them have been on for a long time, and they just keep relisting them. But there was $3.1 million in real estate, in residential real estate closed this week. So that was good, because last week we were down to like 1.7 or something. So 3.1 this week was pretty big.
You doubled it in a week.
I wish I doubled it, but we did okay too. But it's
it's 3.1 mil. I mean,
3.1. That's a pretty big hit. Yeah, it is. So that's good. I mean, the market is moving forward. We've taken on some new listings that have been with other companies, and some of the. When talking to the people that they're listening, well, nothing sells in this town. Nothing ever sells. How come nothing ever sells? What are you talking about? Well, my guy told me that nothing ever sells here, that the market's terrible, that it's all. I'm like, wait a minute. Me and Linda did over $7.5 million last year. That's a pretty good market. You know, I mean, when you look at what the market was year to date, for last year, it was. In 2014, there were 407 sales for $47.5 million. That's pretty good. This year, we're at 423 sales for $51.6 million. So the market's moving forward, and that number from last year was better than the number in 13. The market is moving forward. It's not screaming forward, and it doesn't mean that you're going to get what you thought you were going to get. Exactly. You're not going to get what you thought you were going to get for your house in 2008. And when you're like, I could have got, unless somebody wrote you a check, doesn't matter. And the appraisal that you had done then, doesn't matter. Unless you've had an appraisal done in the past 6 months or something, and even that depends on why the appraisal was done. An appraisal for a refinance is different from a mortgage, is different from just, well, what's my house worth when you have somebody come on and do that. There's a lot of factors that go into the appraisals as well. The banks have tightened up, so it's more difficult for a buyer to get qualified, for them to be able to buy your home. We try to get all of our buyers into a bank. And now with Dodd-Frank, they're changing how they're going to qualify people and to guarantee the loans. It's going to be a wreck in another month until everybody figures out where this is going to shake out. And we're going to be affected by other markets in the way the rules and regulations, which are written by people in other places and really don't understand our market, or a lot of smaller markets.
So you mean that somebody in Dayton, Ohio that wants to move here is going to have a different rule than what we have?
No. We're all going to have the same rule, but it affects the market because of the size of the markets and because of what the markets do. Our volume isn't the same as Dayton, Ohio. We're a lot smaller market. We have probably about 3 years in inventory. We got 1,012 homes on the MLS right now. That's probably 3 years the way we're selling them. So there's a lot of inventory. It takes a while when these guys are doing the appraisals and they're looking at what's sold. They're getting more picky. The underwriters are getting more picky. They want things to be within a smaller area. While we've sold 423 homes this year, that's a pretty big area. They're not all in Indian Creek or Big Creek or Pebble Creek or whatever it may be. So when they go looking for these comps, especially lake houses, it's tough because not that many of them sell. And when you get into price points even above 200, there aren't as many that sell. I'm going to do that next week. I'll give a breakdown of the first 6 months of the year and show what the price points are that sold and how many of them sold and how many are listed at that price point. So it's more of a job to try to get the comps to help get the buyers, get the loans to be able to go forward and buy the houses. So it's not just riding people around in a car and picking a big fat check up at the end of the day at closing. There's a lot of work goes into these, working with the finance companies, working with the inspectors, working with the utilities, and getting the repairs done and any number of things, getting water turned on, getting water turned off, making sure that the utilities don't get turned off, because then the buyers got to come in and pay different fees to get the things turned back on and to keep everything moving forward. That's the deal. That's
what's
what we do.
Typical today as far as how people are buying houses, as far as money down, and what are the banks wanting as far as terms? I mean, what is it pretty varied, or?
It kind of depends on the type of loans. If you're looking for RD loans, if you're looking for VA loans, if you're looking for a standard mortgage, there's different factors that go into each one of those. Some are easier to get, some are more difficult to get, but they may have a little different rate, or you may not have. Obviously, the less money you have to put down, the more difficult they're going to be to get. The RD loans and things like that. And then they have, their debt to income may be different than just a straight 30-year mortgage that you walk in to, go see Gwen Tish and she says, oh, here, we can give you a mortgage. We want this much down. And it may not be, it's not like 20%. I mean, when those numbers first started got banned around a couple of years ago, they're going to want something down. And the value of the home has to be there. They would like a little more than what they're going to loan on. Nobody wants to loan it at 100%. And the ability of the person to pay back, that's the biggest thing. That's what they're looking for. They're looking to cover themselves, and they're more restrictive than they were in the past because they want people who can actually buy the homes, not just like be a long-term renter. They want someone who can actually buy it and then worry about getting them back. We didn't get hit as much with the foreclosures. There's some here, but not like other markets did. So they didn't affect our market as much. But there's those properties are out there. Some of them, and some of them that have gone to foreclosure, I see them, and there were homes that we went out and gave. When the guy I used the guy in a royal term, but went out and we gave them. This is what your house is about what your house is going to sell for, and I based that on this is what other houses like yours have sold for. Oh no, I got to get, and there's agents that'll come and say, okay, well, what do you want for it? I got to get this much. Okay, fine, I'll take the listing. And so the home lingers on the market for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and in the meantime, he's fallen farther and farther behind. And then you see, I'll go back by, I'll be driving around going someplace else, and I'll see a house that we had, and there's weeds up to your knees in front and stuff because they've either passed, they've just given up on the house because they could have been gone. Mm-hmm. It would have sold. Not now. Mm-hmm. So now either the estate or the bank that's crushing this, their credit, if they have any left, that's going to be following them for the rest of their lives. So if you sell it, if it's priced right going in, when you're living in it, because a lived-in home is a lot more valuable than a home that's vacant. I mean, that's just the nature of things, because things happen. You get a little leak, a little pin leak that turns into a major mushroom problem down in the lower level because nobody knew that it was going on. There's a lot to this. It's not always as easy as it sounds.
Damn, it's a toothache.
Yeah, that's right. See, and we got donuts.
And we got donuts.
If we can help you, give us a call. Give my honey a call. 870-405-0793. Go to our webpage, retiredtoarkansas.net. We've got all the Century 21 listings
Beautiful
on there.
Beautiful pictures on there.
We've got current events going on. There's a bunch of stuff on there. That's a great source for information.
And the new Ozark Trail maps on there.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Very
sir.
Good. Bob and Linda Zdora, the Z Team, Century 21 Lemac Real Estate for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. There it goes.
Hit your mark?
We got it. We got 3 seconds. We'll be right back. Time for the news.